What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is GoHomeRyan, and today we are reacting to the Iron Lung final trailer from the YouTuber, the god himself, Markiplier. Excited for this one, excited to see what it's like. I know it's his directorial, his writing, and his producing debut, which is just insane. Insane to be doing all of that yourself. So shout out to him. I know he probably put a lot of hard work into making this. But without further ado, you're not here for me, you're here for the trailer, so let's get right into it.
I see that question in your eyes. For what purpose do we remain alone in the dark?
Beginning the descent. Cruising depth in roughly 2 minutes. Stand by.
I ask myself that very same question.
I'm seeing some voltage irregularities on the instrument, so keep an eye out.
This feels kind of like, and I'm sure people felt this way with the first trailer, but maybe not. It feels kind of like Dead Space-ish. I know this is supposed to be a horror movie. I know he's really big on horror because of his, like, come up in his Let's Play in horrors, you know, Five Nights at Freddy, Amnesia, all that stuff. But this feels very, like, yeah, it feels very Dead Space-y. Feels like he's very inspired by Dead Space here, you know what I'm saying? Like, even the aesthetics look very Dead Space-y. You know, you got, like, the rustic color mixed with, like, these, like, teals in the background. That's, like, orange and teal kind of colorscape. Yeah, that's interesting. Interesting. I'm excited to see what all is going to come out of it, but that was, like, my first thought is Dead Space, right? Dead Space inspired.
Question.
I'm seeing some voltage irregularities on the instrument, so keep an eye out for sparks or flames or anything like that.
Why would there be flames? You did test this thing, right?
This is the test. Closing porthole shielding.
Where's the reason for this quiet?
Okay, but it's based on the game Iron Lung. Okay, all right. I'll take it back from Dead Space. Okay, Iron Lung.
Closing porthole shielding.
Where's the reason for this quiet rapture? Too few to rebuild, too many to feed.
You're the first one down. All we have are surface scans, that's why you're there. Well, one of the reasons.
Can we just agree this is important? Food, air, we need this, not just the CO, all of us. We need
Yeah.
this.
There aren't enough of us left to be throwing lives away, but there is too much at stake not to take calculated risks.
Okay, so we're getting like okay, so there's two vibes here. I'm getting Dead Space vibes. Or there's multiple vibes actually. Dead Space vibes, Alien vibes, and then like, well, actually no, those are two vibes. Alien vibes, Dead Space vibes. Just really getting like heavily here. Especially like the most recent one. What was it? Alien like Resurrection or whatever it was called. You know, the one in I mean, they're all in space, but the newest one. Just getting a lot of that too. I also just really appreciate that they're leaning into what seems like practical effects here. You know, you have like the practical blood, there's less CGI here, but I mean, you know, that kind of speaks to like lower budget movies, right? This is probably lower budget since Mark himself is acting as an executive producer on it. So, you know, not a ton of money coming in order to like, you know, invest in like CGI and stuff like that. But I like practical effects more than I like CGI effects. I like practical effects more than I like computer generated anything, more than AI. I'm glad we're not leaning to AI here. Feels very good, you know, because it makes you, I don't know, you get more immersed in the film, right? It feels like something that you can actually like see in real life, and it becomes a little bit more scary to me, at least at that point. I think some of the scariest movies that I've ever seen are practically effect based, and so yeah, excited to see that. Glad that we're leaning that direction rather than like a CGI direction, right? Because it's so easy to kind of fall into that trap.
Lives away, but there is too much at stake not to take calculated risks. Eden doesn't understand that. You don't understand that.
I just want to live. Is that so wrong? Why doesn't anybody else want that?
That was good. That was a good trailer. I'm gonna have to go back and watch the original trailer too. I haven't seen it yet. So no, this is good. I'm excited to see that Markiplier's getting into his bag. I'm always excited to see when YouTubers explore outside of just like the YouTube scope and like, you know, just kind of branch out a little bit more, you know, and just break out from just the web page, right? Like there's so much value in the web page, but you know, it just really excites me to see that you got your Freddie Wongs with your rocket jumps, and then now your Markipliers. You know, I'm excited to see more YouTubers do some more of that and create content that isn't just web based and create like film, and so much of this feels like a gateway to film, and so much of it feels like a point where people can just like, I don't know, just like create something, put it on the internet, kind of generate a lot of hype for it, and then be able to expand beyond that. So excited to see him do the thing. Kind of wild that he started from video games, getting up to this point. But you let me know what you think. How do you feel about Markiplier? How do you feel about Iron Lung? Are you super excited for it? Did you play the game that it was based on? Is that going to inform how you see the movie? Are you looking for something that's a faithful adaptation, or are you okay if they take creative liberty? Let me know in the comments. We can have a conversation about that. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and please check out my reaction to the GOAT official trailer. Until next time, y'all, it's been GoHomeRyan. Later, Gators.